almost 90% of the businesses currently, MSMEs, they don't have a business email account.
Okay.
So if they are going to be taken seriously, if they are going to be scaling up to a point, one of the most important thing is having your own identity, your domain, and your email address.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Startup Podcast, where we dive into the stories, lessons, and journeys of founders and builders shaping the future. I'm your host, Komal Rangunwala, and today I'm joined by Anish Kumar Singh, co founder of GoFloww. He is an IIT Bombay grad who has been building in the logistics and workflow automation space for years, starting with a logistics platform that faced major disruption during COVID and eventually pivoting into GoFloww, a micro SaaS that simplifies supply chain operations. Anish, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for being here. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Thank you for the introduction, Komal. Yeah, let's get started. Sure.
Perfect. You've spoken about how COVID forced you to rethink your original logistics product. When you look back, what were the earliest signals that a pivot was not just necessary but inevitable?
Yeah, with COVID, actually, a lot of challenges came our way. One of the most challenging part was handling the human resource, which is what led to our pivot. So, before COVID, or you can say before we pivoted, we had around of 150 people in our fleet doing deliveries daily. Thousands of deliveries were done daily by these 150 people. And when COVID wave 2 specifically hit, we had to let go of around 80% of the fleet. Most of them went away because of their personal issues, COVID related mostly. So this is where we realized key operational challenges at these times cannot be solved. So then we pivoted to something which was core from our IT Bombay days also. So when we were building Teamos, which is the story, so in Teamos, we built a pretty good supply chain management platform. So platform could manage thousands of orders without any hassle. So at that point of time, we realized the platform has more potential than we are getting out of it by the operation side of things.
Right.
So without operational challenges, we can utilize the platform more and benefit more transporters. So then we switched.
Right. And CoFlow has grown into like a strong workflow and logistics micro SaaS. Like, what was the
Yeah.
core insight there that made you think that, this space needed uh, re-innovation?
Yeah, from our early days of startup, we were interacting with thousands of startups, MSMEs, small businesses,
Hmm.
and we realized the part where mid-size or large-size enterprises, they have a lot of tools, resources available
Hmm.
for planning, right from fleet planning to their HR management to their accounts planning, financial forecast. They have these tools available, which generally costs about, you can say, 50,000, $60,000
Hmm.
per annum.
Well,
So naturally, there's 98% of the market which is cut off
right.
from these softwares which help you optimize your resources better. So Flow is basically a micro SaaS platform. Why micro SaaS? Let's say you are a small business owner in a rural town in Gujarat, let's say,
Mm-hmm.
and you have started this business. You have no idea on how to scale, how to manage your inventories, how to do the accounting and stuff. And getting an accountant or CA generally costs you about 30, 40K in India.
Right.
So with the software, the accounting management software, what you can do is, for a very basic fee, a monthly fee, you'll be able to manage, see all your receipts, all your inventories, all your accounting related financial stuff in one application, one dashboard.
Mm.
So before us, one of the more uh, concepts were there. So let's say in the accounting space, there's a popular software called Tally.
Mm.
So it's a very good software, but it's mostly reliant on the competency of your accounting team or your CS, generally used by CS. But it makes the founders go a bit distant on these numbers because it's not very friendly for the founders.
True.
So yeah, so what we have decided ki we will build products which are first founder friendly, because you are the whole and soul of the business.
Yeah, you gave a wonderful example. Like, I can tell that you're targeting basically small business owners. So, for example, I am a small business owner. I feel like my whole goal and understanding would be around my product that I'm creating, or perhaps
Yeah,
a service that I'm selling. But then again, that is not all that you need, right? You might need, if it's a physical product, you might need logistics, and you need accounting and compliance, regardless of whether it's a digital product or a physical product or any service. And I
yeah,
don't think that, founders generally have an idea, or entrepreneurs generally have an idea around that, because everybody specializes in different skills, and you cannot possibly have knowledge about each and every single one of them, because running a business is comes with its own set of challenges. There are so many verticals to be managed. So how do you how do you think Flow simplifies that process, and what all does it cover apart from like logistics and accounting?
so we have the product suite built for MSMEs. The product suite is called Atom Suite,
Mm.
ATOM, Atom. So Atom Suite has five different products. AtomMail is the primary product that we are selling across the board. Apart from that, we have Atom HR, which is HR management platform. Third is Atom Accounting, which is accounting platform, as we discussed. Apart from that, we have an Atom Builder, which is basically your site builder platform. So if you want to create a landing website, a small portfolio site, a small store, you can
Mm.
utilize Atom Builder to create it
A no
instantly.
code platform, I believe.
No code platform, AI assisted platform, for you to really get an understanding of what kind of. So it will assist you, nudge you to build the best version of the platform that you have thought of. Finally, is the Atom Logistics. So Atom Logistics is something that we have given to some of the MSMEs and smaller clients, and there's a version of Atom Logistics that can be used by a bit larger clients who still need a software.
Right. So yeah, I think it's really interesting. And I believe you have also secured government funding for some parts of Flow's supply chain component, I believe. And tell me a bit more about that, and how did that change your roadmap? Or yeah, how did that change like the flow?
Yeah, thank you for asking. So actually, we have secured seed funding in 2023
Mhm.
from Bihar state government, Startup Bihar, and that seed funding has two components: a combined funding of 25 lakhs
Okay.
is the seed funding event.
Mhm.
And basically, apart from that, we have been running Bootstrap also. So most of our expenses are handled by the scale of operations that we do. So from our clients, most of the investment is done from the money that our clients are paying. So what I'll say is funding hasn't changed much of what we do,
Mm.
but one thing it has done is it has helped us in expanding to some of the more remote areas, tier two areas, because expansion, getting you can say potential users excited about what they can do with our product takes time, takes nourishment.
Right.
take some of the local individuals who are very interested in letting people know, getting them excited.
Makes sense. And I believe um, I asked this question to another founder. It was something like, what do you think is more difficult, like building the product or convincing the customers? So I believe that if you have cracked the product, and in your case, I think you have, because now you're reaching out to more rural areas. And I believe that your challenge here would be convincing the customers. So how do you prepare for that? And how do you like go about it? Like, do you have some sort of programs with your team, like the motivation aspect of it and understanding the psychology? Because I always say that a founder cannot be truly they cannot really fully reach out and fully experiment on to the extent that they can to their capabilities. They don't understand psychology, because customer love and empathy is very much essential. So what do you have to say about that?
Yeah, I think it's pretty much spot on that we have to understand the customer first and then decide how to sell or how to pitch or how to let the user know this is of benefit.
Right.
So when we are pitching to the users, from our point of view, what I'll say is the most important aspect of is the distribution side of the things in
Hmm.
software. So
Hmm.
distribution is the key.
Hmm.
So let's say I have an accounting software. I'll give you one of the examples again of accounting software. So when I'm pitching to, let's say, smaller businesses, if I'll go to them and I'll pitch ki, you can take this product, it will help you in managing XYZ stuff. You'll see what's your daily profit, what's your daily revenue stuff on your mobile application and things. They may or may not be interested because I don't exactly know each of the businesses, what's their comfortability with softwares, and what are the different things that they are using on a daily basis,
Hmm.
which may define how they think.
Right.
But in software, you have to move a bit faster. So this is one aspect of the story. You understand their bias, top three biases. So they want to understand their number game, their profit, their loss
Hmm.
and stuff. So you can make a small pitch.
Makes
So
sense.
these are the two things I think which you have to plan when you are going about to, let's say, pitch to any of the user.
Yeah.
Distribution is the key, I think.
Correct. Correct, absolutely. And I think that figuring out the ICP, ideal customer profile, is a lot more important than uh, one might imagine, because you can spend hours and hours targeting the wrong customer who might not even need it, who might not even want to try it. It's better that you reach out to 100 correct targets rather than reaching out to 1,000 incorrect or might be correct targets, right? You're just wasting
Yeah.
your resources. And yeah, and since we're talking about customers, like, how did you get your first 10 paying users, and what surprised you the most about how they actually use the product?
Yeah, so actually getting the first 10, first 100 users are very tough because generally you don't have a working pattern on how to reach them first, and then what is the most important thing for them in your product or your service. So what are the top things that your customer is doing on your platform or your product
Hmm.
is something that helps us in pitching the later on our users. It's an
Right.
HRMS platform. It has 20 features. It does three, four things better than the other softwares in the market, and you can try it for free. Maybe that's one of the things that you can really make people nudge towards your software.
Mhm.
So for the first 10 users, I would say a reference is one of the most important thing
Okay.
because you don't have a lot of things going on for you.
Yeah, I agree. And it is always so difficult from going from 0 to 1, than it is going from 1 to 100, because that 0 to 1 journey is basically starting from an empty plate. You have nothing. You basically have no data. So you're just, doing guesswork, trial and error. doing your A, B, C, D, E. I don't know how many variations of the experiment, writing A/B versions of your email, A/B versions of your UI or landing page, A/B versions of your messaging. So that is, I agree, it is very difficult. And what you said, like reference, that is the word of mouth, we can say, right? That is where the trust factor comes in. So if I am reached out by, let's say, someone sends me a cold email about their new product, and I look at it, it might be interesting, it might not be interesting. But if let's say someone sent me something about flow, I look at it, right? I might forget about it. I might not take any action on it. But if that
Yeah.
same product is mentioned by someone that I know, I'd be like, yeah, you know what? I did look at it. I know. But now I would be compelled to actually try it out. Now I'm compelled to try it
Yeah.
out. And yeah, absolutely, I agree. Yeah. So tell me a bit about AtomMail. Like, uh, it is I would say a product, another product under the same belt of Flow, right? Like, how is it different from the other already existing email apps?
Yeah, okay. So that's an interesting story, Komal. For AtomMail, it's one of the first products that we rolled out after the logistics platform.
Okay.
And why we did it? Because if you see, 80-90% of the MSMEs, they are doing tens of lakhs of businesses. Okay.
Mm.
And they are still working on, so they still have a Gmail email as part of their promotional, let's say, leaflet or whatever it is. So in all of the MNCs, generally, only thing that is taken for a surety is the email. So till the time you don't have an email for anything, it just stands as a my word against yours kind of thing, or it's just a opinion. It's not a validated thing till there is an email for it.
Right.
So email is a sort of validation in most of the businesses. But when you are dealing with MSMEs, or MSMEs are there, so they generally don't have a business email account.
Okay.
And almost 90% of the businesses currently, MSMEs, they don't have a business email account.
Okay.
So if they are going to be taken seriously, if they are going to be scaling up to a point, one of the most important thing is having your own identity, your domain, and your email address. It's one of the most important thing you can say. In the Indian ecosystem, it's taken for granted in most of the cases. It's what I feel. But let's say if you are signing up for any of the Y Combinators startups products, generally they will be asking for your business email account if it's a
Right.
B2B platform. Most of the products in US asks you about your business email. In India, we don't have that. After everything else, we realized and we thought, this was a thought. I won't say ki this was a moment of miracle or something. This was just a thought ki this is a gap. And wherever there is a gap which is unexplainable,
Mm.
there is an opportunity.
Right.
So people are exploring more and more business options via online route now.
Absolutely.
Initially, they had their store, they had their references. They did not need their Gmail or website, but now they do. And the trend shows that it's going much faster than any other market currently. So
Yep.
yeah, that's why we have created it, and we have around. I'm happy to say we have penetrated to a lot of startups, small businesses. We have more than 1,000 businesses using our AtomMail platform.
Wow, that's
So
wonderful.
that is one of the product that most businesses are using on our platform. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Add one more point here,
Sure,
Komal.
sure.
Before
Please.
the people who will be watching this podcast, they'll be thinking, okay, so why business email, or why business email is covered, but why atom mail? So it will start understanding your mailing intent,
Hmm.
the way you mail to people, the
Right.
way you respond to different mails. So what you are as a person, it will try to understand, create a learning out of it. And then the next time when you're mailing to someone using test, which is inside atom mail, it will craft an email as such you are crafting.
Wow. Yeah, and that is what even we as users prompt to other LLMs, right? That, you know what, write it like this, but make it sound like me, as if I am writing it. That is the whole
Yeah.
goal.
So, one of the core USPs of AtomMail, which has helped us in getting to smallest of the clients, those who have not even heard of what business email does.
Yeah.
So, one of the thing is it's completely mobile friendly. So, let's say you don't even have a laptop, you
Hmm.
can set up your business email,
Well,
which is not possible anywhere else.
hmm.
Even with Zoho or Gmail or Outlook, you can't do that. Second point is it hardly takes 2 minutes to set up.
Wow, that is a very convincing USP. I have to say, and very useful since you're very clear on the ICP that you're targeting, like rural India. So
Sure.
you have built through a pandemic, then a pivot, micro SaaS launch, and now, incorporating and almost, I guess, fully adapting to AI. So, which moment really tested you the most?
I would say on their own, a lot of moments felt difficult because when you are facing those challenges, everything seems difficult at that point of time.
Right.
And it's there. So you can't really quantify it as such. But I would say COVID pivot was the toughest, not just because of the way things were going in terms of business, because we were having difficulties retaining people because of COVID. Okay, so even if you have $1 million with you, if you are not very careful with it, it's open money, so it can go anywhere.
Right.
And the the number of experiments, maybe you can carry out more, but it will also waste more of your time. Let's say I don't get a funding, then what should I do? What is my business? My business is not funding.
Right.
Will my business survive without funding? If yes, then what should be my strategy? And this is something that has been there with us all along.
Mm. Yeah, makes complete sense. And uh, it is true that if you are not clear about what you're looking for in your business, what outcome do you want, and what your goal is, and what is your ICP, if you have figured out an MVP, it won't matter how much funding you get, because if the core problems remain, then 100 million, 50 million, 100,000, none of that amount will solve your problems, because that, I believe, is only to it would only help you scale once you figured out what to do. And so what do you think are the early signs a founder should watch out for to know whether their GTM strategies are working?
So yeah, definitely based on what kind of business you are in, but based on my experiences. So generally, the GTM that has worked for us is through distribution. So for distribution, you generally need people who have been there in that business, that industry for an X amount of years, like let's say 5 years, 10 years. So if distributors, your partners, if they are happy and you are increasing the number of uh, user, be it any other thing in your KPI, that means the GTM strategy is working. Our business model, this has been the case, but definitely for different businesses, it can be a bit different. But generally, this is one of the good indicators. Yeah.
Mm. That makes sense. I believe you have other co-founders, correct?
Yeah, other co-founder. Yeah, we are two founders.
Right. So how do you do conflict resolution? And when you come to uh, different set of opinions, like how do you pick and choose? How do you deal with it?
We have
Okay.
known each other 5 years, 4 years prior to starting up.
Mhm.
And when we were roommates, then also we had conflicts and we used to resolve them at low stakes.
Right.
That built us up for this point. Now if we have a problem where the conflict is for, let's say, 20 lakh rupees, how to go about it? We can do it because we have been doing that for 8 years. When we started, it was, let's say, for 200 rupees.
Right.
A small account for a very long time. And before starting up also, we knew how both of us react to different situations. So understanding the other person's point of view is important
Right. So
because we both know
conflicts
why we are
are
doing
the same, just
definitely.
the stakes are higher,
Yeah.
I believe.
Conflicts are just scaling up. Yeah, they are scaling up as we go.
Right.
But the way we are resolving it is the same.
Right. And Anish, if
Simply we
you
do.
yes, exactly. You have to decide who will veto. So, if you had to start from scratch today, given all the experience and knowledge that you have now, and everything that has changed in the tech industry, uh, what problem would you solve first, and what would you do differently?
So I would say if I'm starting up today and I have to think for 10 years down the line, I will not start as a software company only. If I
Oh,
have to start today with no resources, given if I have the resources of now, I would start as a, you can say, applied AI company, which is basically applying AI to different industries. If I have the resources, if I don't have the resources, I'll start up as a hardware or edge computing company because maybe 3 years down the line, software will start saturating a bit.
okay. And you know what? Let's dive into rapid fire. Just say whatever comes to your mind, the first thing. All right.
Yep.
Okay. First app that you open every morning.
I would say WhatsApp
Okay. One founder you would love to trade places for a week.
for a week.
Yes.
I would say pretty interesting would be doing something or switching the places with Arvind Srinivas, Perplexity founder, because I
Right.
really have to understand what you were doing. It's crazy. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. AtomMail in one word.
I would say innovative.
Most underrated tool for productivity.
Currently, I have a bias of Fireflies.
Well, that's good. I mean, we need it. I have three of them. Okay. A book or a podcast that change how you think.
Book that has changed how I think. I'm reading something called No Rule Rules by Reed Hastings.
Okay.
So one point I would like to mention here, there's a point where they are not justifying layoffs, but they are kind of posing a point. When do you plan to really cut the fat in your company, and how does it benefit? So they have a very deep thinking around it,
Interesting.
from the Netflix early days. So that's interesting.
Okay.
So
Okay. And if you weren't building Flow, what would you be doing?
it's pretty tough. Mostly, I would not have been working as a founder. Maybe I would have done my PhD.
Interesting. Okay, all right. So which is that one startup that you think will blow up in the next 2 to 3 years?
Okay, name of a particular startup.
And then,
I would say something in the space of biotech is what I think will blow up
mm,
because it's currently too undermined and underappreciated. One of the startup is it's still popular, but I think Neuralink will
yeah.
potentially will have a bigger impact than what OpenAI has. Is one of my hunch.
One
Yeah,
advice that you would give to your younger self in one line.
focus on building more than you have because
Okay.
our education system is currently too skewed towards theoretical stuff.
Okay.
But I think by the time we really take the practical side of things, we are still 25, 26. And I think we have lost a few years of our learning, which are golden years. So I think start doing more and you'll have More to learn.
I completely agree.
I
And
think.
automation has um, just blown up, and it has helped people more than what it was 10 years ago. So everything automated, integrated, and just with a few clicks, you can get your summaries, you can get your reports, you can get your presentations, but you still have to then be the one who can uh, make conviction, speak with conviction, and say that, yeah, you know what, this is what I want, because now the game is all about picking and choosing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
All right, this is a wrap. Anish, this was incredible. Thank you so much for being here and sharing your insights. And I think founders listening today will take away a lot, especially about, resilience, timing, and identifying real market gaps. And I am excited to see Flow scale across India and hopefully globe. So we'll definitely be sharing on for you. And to everyone listening, go check out GoFlow at goflow.co, and you can reach out to Anish on LinkedIn. If you like this video, do give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. I'm Komal Ranganwala, and I will see you next time.